What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at how to add mixed number fractions that have uncommon denominators. So let's go. Okay, so let's see what we need to remember today. We need to remember that we need common denominators to be able to do this. So what does that mean? Well, when we're looking at a mixed number fraction, we can see that it's made up of a whole number. This 2 is a whole number. And then we have the fraction afterwards. And within the fraction, we have a numerator on the top and a denominator on the bottom. And these numerator and denominators show us what the fraction actually means. So if I was to draw a pizza like this, my denominator, the number on the bottom, tells me how many pieces my pizza has been cut into. So I can clearly see in this example, my pizza has been cut into 2 even parts. So I could do that to show that. And my numerator, the number on the top, says how many of those pizza slices I'm actually counting. In this case, 1. So we can see that looks like this. So 1 over 2, 1 being my numerator, 2 being my denominator, just refers to half. And we can see that on that pizza. So when I'm adding mixed number fractions that have unlike denominators, I can see here I have a 2 on one of my denominators and a 4 on the other. I have to make them the same. And how am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to use equivalent fractions to help me. If you're not sure what equivalent fractions are, this is not the video for you. You are going to need to go back and look at how to make equivalent fractions and fully understand that before this video. That's super important. So I need to find an equivalent fraction of one of these so that I get the same denominators. So if I write my 2 fractions over here, 1/2 and 3/4, I need to have the same denominator. So what can I do? Well, I can get this 2 and I can multiply it by 2, which will leave me with 4. And as I can now see, 4 is the same denominator as the 3/4. But I can't simply just bring my 1 across, because then that would be a non-equivalent fraction. To keep it equivalent, I have to do the same thing to the numerator as I did to the denominator. So what did I do? I multiplied it by 2. So if I multiply my numerator by 2, I will get an equivalent fraction. 1 times 2 is 2. So 2/4, I'm telling you, is the same as 1/2. Let me prove it. If I draw a little chocolate bar down here and I cut it in half, which was what my original fraction was, shade this half in just here, and then I get a different chocolate bar but the same size, but this time I cut it in quarters. I mean cutting it into 4, but I have 1 and 2 of my quarters. Well, what do we notice? Well, we actually have exactly the same value, which is why it's an equivalent fraction. So what do we need? Well, we need this new fraction here, 2/4. We can get rid of 1/2. So this 1/2 here can actually be 2/4. So let's rewrite my question so it's nice and organized. I have now 2 and 2/4 added to 3 and 3/4. Now I'm ready to add them up. And how do I add them? Well, first of all I'm going to do is add my whole numbers together. And 2 plus 3 equals 5. Wow, what a crazy 5. And now when I'm adding quarters, I'm adding 2/4 to 3/4, I'm going to end up with something quarters. That will not change. It's like adding apples. If I add 2 apples to 3 apples, I'm going to end up with something apples. It's the same with quarters or any other fraction. If I'm adding quarters, I'm going to end up with quarters. And how many quarters have I got? Well, I had 2 and I'm adding it to 3. So I have 5/4. And I could leave my question like this, 5 and 5/4. But I could be really smart and realize that this fraction here is an improper fraction, because 5/4 is more than a whole. 5/4 would mean I've had a whole chocolate bar and then a 1/4 of another one. So my actual proper answer would be 6 and 1/4. If you're not sure about converting between improper fractions like this and mixed numbers like this, then you can go back and watch that video on this channel as well. So my answer to question 1 is 6 and 1/4. Okay, question 2. Now this is a spicy little red chili challenge, and it is for a reason, because when I look at my denominators down here now, I can see I have 4 and 7. I cannot do anything simple to either of those to get to the other number. I can't just double 4, that's going to give me 8. I can't just halve 7, that's going to give me a decimal. So what can I do? Well, what I have to do is what's called finding the lowest common multiple. A number that's in both of those times tables, 4 and 7, because that can then be used as a common denominator. So if I have 4 and I have 7, let's go up in their multiplications until we get a common multiplication. So let's go 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, and let's wait there. And let's go to the 7 times table. 7, 14. Have I got a 14 in the 4 times table? No. 21. Have I got a 21 in the 4 times table? No. 28. Have I got a 28 in the 4 times table? Well, bingo. Yes, I do. So I can use 28 as a common multiple for both of them. So now when I rewrite my fractions, I'd have 3/4 and 1/7. But I think that a common multiple can be 28. So I'm going to write that next to them both. There we go. Now, what I have to work out is how did I get from 7 to 28? I had to multiply it by 4. And how did I get from 4 to 28? Well, I had to multiply it by 7. And the very observant people between you will notice that what I've actually done is multiplied 4 times 7. And that got me 28. So a quick trip without having to write down all your multiplications like we just did is you can just multiply these two numbers together to get your common multiple. Might not always be the lowest common multiple, but you will at least get a common multiple you can use. So 4 times 7 is 28. But remember, what I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator. So let's look at this one first of all. I times by 4, so I now have to times my numerator by 4 as well. 1 times 4 leaves me 4. So 4/28 is equivalent to 1/7. And again on the other side, I times by 7. So now I have to times my numerator by 7. And 3 times 7 is 21. So now I can get rid of the original fractions and just use these new fractions that now have common denominators. There we go. Now I can just put back my whole number. I had 5 and I had a 2 and add them together. Start with my whole number. 5 and 2 gives me 7. And remember, I'm definitely going to end up with 28 because I'm adding 28. And how many do I have? Well, I had 21 plus my 4. So I have 25, 28. Now, although these numbers 25 and 28 look like quite large numbers, you might want to try and simplify them. However, there is actually no way of simplifying this because 25, 28 has no common divisor, which we can use to divide 25 and 28. So this is actually the simplified form. So 7/25 28 is our simplified answer and our final answer. So now it's your go. Have a go at answering these two questions. I have a green chili challenge where we can see that there's quite a clear link between my denominators. But then I have this red chili challenge where the denominator link is not as easy. Have a go at working out these two questions and put your answers in the comment section. Press pause on the video now. Good luck. And there you have it. That was how to add mixed number fractions with unlike denominators. Hopefully this video was helpful for you. If it was, head on over to themathshelter.com where you're going to find loads more videos to help you with everything you need to know about your age group maths. I'm going to see you in another video, but for now guys, peace out.